What you are listening to now is the Central Indiana Sports Report podcast number 348.2, our first ever girls golf report, co-hosted by Tipton Tribune and Elwood Call Leader sports editor Michelle Garmon. Michelle and I will go through the week's results, the top performances, the top players and the top teams, and the top storylines a week into the girls golf season. After we go through the results, we will do our performance of the week, our player of the week, and our team of the week. And then the first ever Central Indiana Sports Report top 10 power poll for Central Indiana girls golf. Then I'm joined by Frankton's head coach Jeff Bates and senior Kinsey Blackford and junior Kyla Bias. Please join us for the girls golf report every Friday through the end of the state finals.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Welcome, golf fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report for the first ever girls golf report as we recap the first week, Michelle, and name our weekly honors. We're also going to have a team power poll this week. It's a new format. It's something we've done with football, but we haven't done with any other sports yet. But we're excited to give it a shot. It'll be one different sport every week, pretty much 6 days a week during the fall, and I'm excited.
Since the podcast is expanding its area and everything, it makes it exciting. Not that it wasn't before, but it makes it even more exciting and challenging because by including more of Hamilton, like all of Hamilton County and Boone County and
Hancock.
I mean, some of these sports, it's just going to be, we're going to have some really great results. So picking players and performers of the day, of the week, is going to be a tough chore.
Glad you brought up the adding teams to the area. I just figured our teams played these teams so much that we might as well include them, especially Hamilton County, but also Hancock County and Boone. Our teams just play them all the time, and it made sense. And going north as well to Clinton and Carroll, they were in our conferences already with all of our teams, so it just made sense. So welcome to the new programs that we're including. We will have a full list very soon, but it's just over 50 schools, Michelle.
You're going to always have to have a nice big tall water with you when you go through your daily scoreboard.
That's right. It's gonna take a lot of work. As you know, it's what I love to do. All right, here we go, Michelle. Let's do a recap first, and we'll start with the highlights. And before we do that, I want to say that as a reporter, I should tell you that in our first week, I did rely on AI probably a little too much for results. And as we know, AI isn't perfect yet. If there are actual mistakes, Michelle, blame the machines.
That's right. Blame them.
And here we go. On Monday, number 2 Noblesville and their senior star Josie Kelly got off to an amazing start by winning the Homestead Invitational with a team score of 298 at Chestnut Hills in Fort Wayne. And then, Michelle, we'll get to Wednesday's result coming up, head-to-head with number 1 and defending state champion Zionsville. Might as well tell you that Noblesville is going to be one of our Team of the Week finalists, Michelle. Spoiler alert. They're going to be a heavy favorite to win it, as good as the other teams have been early in this season. There's just no question about who the best team has been so far. Kelly was the individual champion with a 68. Carroll senior Taylor Larkins was 4th overall with a 74.
That's fantastic for her. Those are nice rounds, especially this Monday was the first day they could have meets. Their first official practices were not until last Friday. Now, granted, these golfers that we're talking about with these low scores, especially from those Hamilton County schools and stuff, they've played all summer.
Oh, of course, yes. The players who are serious about it have played all summer. In fact, I've got an interview coming up with the Frankton girls golf team, and Kyla Bias is a player who played all summer, and it is showing already. We're going to have an interview with her and Kinsey Blackford, her senior teammate, and head coach Jeff Bates coming up right after our results, our power poll, and our players and teams of the week. Also on Monday, number 1 Zionsville won the Plainfield Invitational with a school record 273 at Deer Creek. Defending state champion Taylor Snively went 7 under par. Yes, Michelle, 7 under in the first round of the season for 18 holes with a 65 to win the individual title.
That doesn't surprise me, Greg, because in the first round of the Indiana Open for the women, and people need to understand that Indiana Open is all ages. There's no age group bracket, and it's even pros from golf clubs and stuff. And she shot a 5 under in her first round of the Indiana Open.
She's the favorite to win the state championship again as a sophomore, but it is not going to be easy. This incoming freshman class is incredible.
Yeah.
Lapel won the Pendleton Preview with a team score of 336 at Fall Creek. Mount Vernon was second, 9 shots behind the Bulldogs. Anderson finished third. That's really good to see. And the host Arabians were fourth. Mount Vernon's Ressie Lemon was the individual champion, followed by Lapel's Jane Armington, 77, and Annabelle Marshall, 79.
Lapel is one of those teams that's going to challenge for that third advancing team spot at the Noblesville sectional. I don't think there's any doubt that the host Millers will repeat as their own sectional champions at Harbor Trees in September, and I would expect St. Hamilton Southeastern to be second, and then Lapel's among a group of maybe about 3-4 teams that can challenge for that third spot.
No doubt about it.
That Pendleton's best player, the one I think that won the county last year, and I believe she got out as an individual, the sectional 2, is now playing at Lapel.
Now just still a sophomore, so I don't think any of those players are seniors, in fact, Michelle. A 3-way meet at Pebble Brook. Carmel beat Westfield 300 to 313. DeKalb was third with 325 in a matchup of 3 state finalists from last year. Maya Fujisawa Kuling was the medalist. She is a freshman. She beat Westfield's Lily Koo by 7 strokes, 3 under 69, and what a week she had.
Yes, she did. She had a great week. The Carmel girls, they will be a contender come that September or that first weekend in October at the girls' state finals.
I have opinions on that, Michelle. I'll talk about that when I get to the power poll.
Okay.
You talk about bursting onto a scene. Man, what a week she had. We'll get to more of her results coming up. Western Boone won the Seeger Invitational at Harrison Hills. Allie Lewis was the individual champion for the Stars with a personal best round of 79. Terre Haute South was second. Tipton was third with a 390, led by Josie Butler, who was third overall with an 85, Michelle, but not Tipton's best day.
No, it wasn't their best day. That season opening event, and they had one new face, kind of brand new, or not totally brand new to golf, but I think she's maybe a freshman. And then they have a brand new face to the Tipton Lady Devil team, not to golf. So, not their best day, but that's okay, because when we get to talking about Tuesday, we're going to see just how impressive they were to bounce back after traveling to Seeger for an 18-hole invitational on Monday.
And we will get to that in just a second. Frankton finished third, and Kyla Bias finished third individually with an 85 at the season opener at the South Adams Invitational at Wabash Valley in Fort Wayne, which we just heard about in a podcast that we did. The Eagles shot a team 402 behind only champion Bluffton and Adams Central. And in a dual meet, Eastern beat rival Northwestern 209 to 246. Tegan Bedwell was the medalist with a 43, and we're not done hearing from her.
That was a nice opening match win for Eastern. They really made big strides. They made big strides a year ago, and in their program, and so I think they are looking to make even more strides again this season.
And talk about Kyla Bias. That is a kid who just loves the game of golf.
Oh, yes. I mean, what, and a nice young lady.
The best.
Frank, well, basically, Greg, the area schools we're familiar with, all the golfers that we've covered in the past and everything else. I will say we have some tremendous. Every school has tremendous young ladies, and they should all be proud by
That's right.
the representatives of their golf teams because I believe.
On Tuesday, Zionsville won the Lafayette Jeff Booster Club Invitational at Battleground with a 286. The Eagles had 5 of the top 8 players, and the top 2 in Taylor Snively, who shot a 67, and Paige Henney, who had a career best 71. Also for the Eagles, Olivia Patton, 73, Amaya Wade, 74, Avery Lewis, 75. That's incredible. Was second with a 308, led by Lily Coos, 74.
Battleground, that is a regional golf course. And I know Westville goes there. I'm not sure if that's where Zionsville goes or not. Battleground it's a nice course. It's a challenging course. So, those were really good results.
Another great team, Carmel, won the Hamilton Southeastern Invitational at Stony Creek with a round of 300. Their 4th straight Hamilton Southeastern Championship. Maya Fujisawa Kuling, who we mentioned earlier, was the medalist with a 65 in her second round ever as a varsity golfer. Reed was 3rd overall with a 70 for the Greyhounds. 5 Greyhounds shot a 79 or better.
Carmel Athletics are just pretty good overall anyway. If you point out a bad Carmel team to me,
not very many.
I don't think they have one, to be honest, Greg. They challenge in
pretty much
everything.
Tipton won the Rensselaer Central Invitational with a round of 349 at Curtis Creek, a 41-stroke improvement from their opener on Monday. Kennedy Lancaster shot a career best 71, 1 under par, and Presley Cherry a 78 to give the Blue Devils the top 2 golfers of the day on the conference course, Michelle.
Yes, and for Presley, she's another new face. She's a move-in from Hamilton Heights. Her 78 was a career best as well. A 71, a 78, and then Josie Butler was the 4th place medalist. I think her score was 82 or 84. Coach Bales told me he really thought Josie's score was pretty impressive considering he said she did not putt well that day. He said she left a lot of putts on the green. And but you and I interviewed Josie before the season started. We talked about her commitment. And one of the things she said was that, she spent this summer, they made a change in her swing. So I would expect her scores to start really dropping here in the next couple of weeks the more she plays, because I believe she's getting more and more comfortable with that swing adjustment that she made.
Alexandria shot a 184 and defeated Elwood by 50 strokes at the links in Elwood. Brinley Dowden went -2 over her final 4 holes to win medalist honors, according to Rob Hunt of the Herald Bulletin. It was actually co-medalist honors with teammate Alexis Barnett. Alexis Schock and Aubrey Pierce both shot 55s to pace the Panthers. Yorktown had 4 players shoot in the 40s, led by sophomore Lindsey Matthews in a 1 win over conference rival Newcastle in the Tigers season opener. Delta got its first win of the year, shooting a 198 to defeat Greenfield Central at Hawkstail. Ella Churchill led the way with a 44, and Olivia Chalfant shot a 46 for the Eagles. On Wednesday, Noblesville defeated Zionsville 148 to 153. Michelle, the top 2 teams in the state went head-to-head at the Trophy Club. On Wednesday, Michelle, was probably the best duel match in the history of Indiana girls golf. It was number 1 Zionsville against number 2 Noblesville, and it was the number 2 Millers came out on top 148 to 153 at the Trophy Club. Michelle, this match had the defending state champion Taylor Snively, last year's sectional champion Josie Kelly, but it was Olivia Fowler who came out with the individual medalist honor. She went 2 under, shot a 34, and listen to these scores, Michelle, for Noblesville. Myra Seeley shot a 37, Lauren Turpin a 38, and Josie Kelly a 39. Amazing.
That's impressive.
Also, Snively was one shot off of Fowler. She shot a 35 and had an incredible week. She will be a Player of the Week nominee for certain. So will a freshman from Carmel. The Greyhounds on Wednesday defeated rivals Hamilton Southeastern, Mount Vernon, Fishers, and Guerin with an 18-hole team round of 300. Officially, Michelle, it's 4 dual match victories for the Greyhounds. Freshman Fujisawa Kuling shot a 65, 4 shots better than runner-up Ressie Lemon of Mount Vernon. Janelle Garcia of Hamilton Southeastern shot a 73. And Michelle, I think next week we're going to start having our individual golfer rankings on the podcast. And those are a lot of names who are going to show up on the list. Yes, it is.
We got some great golf. I mean, we got some great female golfers in the state of Indiana and great ones just right here in the central part of the state, especially in Hamilton and Boone County.
It's going to be tough to make that poll, Michelle, but it's one of those things I love doing. I love crunching the numbers. I'm a numbers cruncher. Westfield won the Twin Lakes Invitational with 4 golfers with rounds under 80, led by medalist Farrah Camp. Layla Abriani, Harper Bryant, and Olivia Manning all shot career bests.
That's another strong outing by Westfield, which is also a perennial golf powerhouse in both men's or boys and girls golf.
Eastern defeated Madison Grant 188 to 283 at Chippendale. Tegan Bedwell earned her second medalist of the season in their first 2 matches with a 42. And on Thursday, just 3 matches that we were able to find. In their season opener, Wapahani, coming off one of their best seasons ever, shot a 189 and defeated Eastern Hancock, which shot a 2-3. Union's team was incomplete. Kinsey Brannon is back and was medalist with a 44. Eastern defeated Cass 172 to 204 at Logansport. Sophie Kurtz had a career best 41 and was the medalist. Caitlin DeGraff shot a 43. Tegan Bedwell and Bryn Shepard each 44s for the Comets. And Western Boone easily defeated Clinton Central and Clinton Prairie with a round of 180 at Cool Lake. Allie Lewis and Jada Scott both shot 40s to lead the Stars.
Yeah, Western Boone got off to a nice start this week. So
very nice start. We're going to hear from them in the Team of the Week nominations, which are coming up right now. And Michelle, when our official season begins, it'll be 2 weeks from now for the golf. We will have like all kinds of music and pomp and circumstance, but for right now, all we have is our voices.
Wow. It might not be as thrilling, but doesn't mean
Should I sing?
You can't.
Here we go.
Okay,
I'm just going to do it, Michelle. Player of the Week finalists. Michelle, here are our Player of the Week finalists. Tegan Bedwell from Eastern won 2 medalists in Eastern's 3 matches last week, all wins by the Comets in her first week of her senior year. Carmel freshman Maya Fujisawa Kuling, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but I think I have it right. What a first week of the season for the Carmel freshman. You talk about making a splash, man. She won the Hamilton Southeastern Invitational, the Jeff Booster Invitational at Battleground, and then had a meet best 65 in their meet on Wednesday. All 3 rounds under par and all 3 rounds easily under par. Ressie Lemon from Mount Vernon. She is a senior. She won the Pendleton Preview and finished second to Fujisawa Kuling in Tuesday's matchup between Carmel, Hamilton Southeastern, Fishers, and Guerin, and the Marauders. She was below par in both of her matches this week. Allie Lewis from Western Boone, the junior, won the Seeger Invitational Championship with a personal best 18-hole round of 79 and was co-medalist with a 40 with teammate Jada Scott in a 3-way win over Clinton Central and Clinton Prairie. And finally, defending state champion Taylor Snively, a sophomore at Zionsville, shot a ridiculous 65 and helped Zionsville to a ridiculous team score of 273 to win the Plainville Invitational on Monday. That was at Deer Creek. Later in the week, Snively shot a 67 and then a 9-hole round of 35, finishing 1 stroke behind Noblesville's Olivia Fowler. And Michelle, who do you think is the Central Indiana Sports Report Girls Golfer of the Week?
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter because whichever one doesn't get it here in the next couple, is going to get it at some point.
It's probably going to go back and forth between them and Josie Kelly and a few others. We'll try to mix it up. We'll try not to make it the same people over and over, but we're going to hear these names a lot.
We are going to hear these names a lot. And so, I think for me, the golfer of the week would probably have to be the Carmel freshman, because when you're a freshman and just come out and do what she did is to start your season.
I can't imagine a player in Indiana history having a better first week of her freshman season. Congratulations to Maya Fujisawa-Kuling, the Central Indiana Sports Report Girls Golfer of the Week. Now for our performance of the week, Michelle, this is the best performance in a single round, and if a player is nominated for Player of the Week, we will not have them in Performance of the Week and vice versa. Our Performance of the Week finalists, first and in alphabetical order, Wapahani senior Kinsey Brannon was the medalist in a 3-way meet to start the season for the Raiders against Eastern Hancock and Union. She shot a 44 at Cardinal Hills. Noblesville senior Olivia Fowler was the medalist in a 3-way meet against number 1 Zionsville with a 2 under 34 at the Trophy Club, defeating reigning state champion Taylor Snively by a stroke. Noblesville senior Josie Kelly went 3 under par 68 to win the individual title at the Homestead Invitational at Chestnut Hills in the season opener for the Millers. Eastern junior Sophie Kretz shot a career-best 41 and was medalist in the Comets' 32-stroke win over Cass at Logansport. And Tipton junior Kennedy Lancaster shot a career-best 71, 1 under par to win the Rensselaer Central Invitational and helped the Blue Devils to the team title. Michelle, the performance of the week is...
Well, before I get to who it is, I just want to mention again with Lancaster, Kennedy had probably the worst round she's had since her freshman year in the opener on Monday. She shot 89, I believe. So she comes back and makes an 18-stroke difference in her score on Tuesday. A shout out to her for what she did and how she played that day. I think anytime that you have number 1 versus number 2 and they shoot and you go under par, and I know it's just 9 holes, but that's probably your performance of the week.
No doubt about it. If you beat Taylor Snively, I think you probably automatically are the performance of the week, right?
Probably, yes. So that great job by Olivia Fowler.
Yes. What a great tandem with her and Josie.
Yes.
And our team of the week finalists, Eastern defeated LaPel, Cass, and Madison Grant to go 3-0 in dual meets in the first week of the season. LaPel won the Pendleton Preview with a team score of 336, defeating runner-up Mount Vernon by 9 strokes. Noblesville won the Bloomington South Invitational with a 313 Monday. Then the number 2 Millers defeated number 1 Zionsville by 5 strokes on Wednesday. Western Boone won the Seeger Invitational at Harrison Hills in Attica and was unbeaten in its first week. And defending state champion Zionsville shot a school record 18 holes, 273 to win the Plainfield Invitational. Then the next day they won the Invitational at Battleground in Lafayette. Then they lost head-to-head with number 2 Noblesville Wednesday. So the team of the week, Michelle, is pretty obvious.
The team of the week, has got to definitely be the Noblesville Millers. What a tremendous thing. And like I said, we had some really good team of the week. So you didn't even have Carmel down there as a finalist for team of the week. Back-to-back 18-hole, because we want to get as other teams too. It just tells you how good Noblesville was, how good Noblesville performed last week.
Incredible. All right, Michelle, let's get to our first top 10 power poll, and I put Noblesville at number 1. I could still see an argument for Zionsville being number 1, or even Carmel, Michelle. But those are the top 3 without question. I think they're on a level to themselves right now.
Oh, I agree. And I would give it to Noblesville after this week. These rankings are subject to change week to week and probably will. But, when you go out and you beat number one and the defending state champ, Noblesville is worthy. Right now, they're number one in the state, yes.
I have a feeling that Zionsville, Carmel, and Noblesville will be beating each other a lot because they play each other a lot.
Yes.
And it seems to me that those are probably the three team for the state title in October, but four-time state champion Hamilton Southeastern and Westfield are 4 and 5 in our poll, and of course, those teams and programs have the ability to get to the top level.
Oh, most definitely. They really do that. As we said earlier, I mean, the strength of golf, high school golf in Indiana runs through Hamilton and Boone County on a consistent basis. I mean, if a team from one of those two counties is not the state champion, they're taking home a runner-up or a third place finish team trophy. I mean, they're that good. That golf is that good.
Yes, it is
in Central Indiana, especially those two counties.
Fishers, New Palestine, Mount Vernon, and LaPel are 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's the order I chose, Michelle, but that could be any order.
It could. We'll get definitely more of an idea with these teams near as they after this weekend. I'm sure most of them play in an 18-hole invitational on Saturday. I think there will be a lot of movement after those top three in our poll every week.
Right now, I'm going to have Western Boone at number 10 by virtue of beating Tipton on Monday. That puts Tipton and Guerin at 11 and 12. I may expand this to 20, Michelle, if we decide that there are 20 teams worthy of putting in a poll. And I also want to mention Yorktown, Frankton, and Alexandria, who had great weeks. And, of course, Eastern, which went 3 in dual matches. And once again, Michelle, we might have player rankings next week. I might wait 2 weeks to get a better idea. And of course, you and I, Michelle, love golf, and we'll be doing this pretty much every week. We will be doing all of the other sports as well, sometimes with you, sometimes with other media, sometimes with coaches, and we will have team player performances of the week. And depending on the sport, we'll have some player rankings and things like that, and look forward to bringing this to you every day, especially once Season 2 gets underway, and that'll be a week from Monday, Michelle. Thank you so much. Please stay tuned for Jeff Bates, Kyla Bias, and Kinsey Blackford of the Frankton Eagles.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Menkels.
And now I'm joined out here at Meadowbrook Golf Course right before practice. In fact, I'm probably intruding on practice with Frankton head coach Jeff Bates and also Kinsey Blackford and Kyla Bias. And Coach, welcome to a new season.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
Coach, why don't you, before we get to the rest of your team, introduce these two and tell us about their games and about them as students and players.
Well, both are returning varsity players from last season. Kinsey is a senior, Kinsey Blackford, and Kyla Bias is a junior. And we have lots of big hopes for them and expectations for this season.
Did you get a lot of rounds in, Kyla, this summer?
Oh, yeah. I played almost every single day, anytime.
And she's not lying. That's about right.
When I came out here and did this last year, you asked who'd been playing all summer, and one hand shot up in the air, and she was like, every day. And I know.
And it shows, too. Yeah, it shows. She's been playing extremely well. She's come right in and hasn't missed a beat.
Third place in the first tournament. Yeah, 85.
Yeah.
That's actually, I think, the lowest that we've ever had in that tournament from anybody from our team. So, because it's a pretty tough place to start. It's kind of tight up there, and 18 holes. A few,
yeah. I actually, on a couple holes, I actually did struggle, but I think it's my mental game that saved me.
You've talked about your mental game in the past. Talk about how that's progressed over the last year since we've talked.
Well, I think since the last time we talked, I used to get like really, really mad about my game if something wasn't going right. And that just leads to never anything good. So I've really tried to just like breathe and just forget and just always like next shot. And I've been working with my swing coach Rachel with that. And I think it's really paid off.
What's Rachel taught you?
She's really taught me my swing mechanics, and we just go out and she teaches me just like not to play in my head, because I used to play so much in my head. And I think she's really like one of the best.
All right, and Coach, introduce us to Kenzie, and then we want to talk to Kenzie. Tell us about her game and how she's been playing.
She's got a fantastic game. She's got a beautiful swing when it comes to, just looking at it in video. And I think that she has an opportunity to put up some low scores this season.
Kenzie, can you believe your senior year has begun?
I can't, but I'm so ready. I'm excited.
I remember the beginning of my senior year as a Franklin Eagle, and it was an exciting time in my life for sure. So, Kenzie, your senior year, as I just mentioned, what's different with this team than last year in particular?
There's definitely a lot of more weight put on me and my other fellow senior teammates, but I'm excited for the progress that we're going to make. So,
Coach, tell us about the seniors.
Good group of seniors. Had them for a long time. They started off in the program obviously as freshmen, and have just kept working at it and getting better every year. And now it's their turn to lead. So
3 seniors?
We have 4 seniors.
4 seniors.
Yep, we have Kenzie, have Micaiah Trissel, have Abby Bailey, and Jaylyn South.
Tell me a little bit about each of them and where they are in their games at this point, Coach.
Jaylyn got started with us a little bit later, so she's still coming around, but she played decent in the last tournament up at South Adams. Micaiah has been with us from the beginning, and Micaiah is going to be called on to, be a leader and also put up some low numbers too. And then Abby she's another one that has a beautiful swing, a simple swing, and she hits the ball most of the time pretty straight and plays just a simple game that way and allows her to go low sometimes.
And Kyla is a junior. Who are your other underclassmen?
Okay, so McCarthy Gender, she will probably play some varsity and have some varsity time. She hits the ball well. Then we have Sienna. And then we have some sophomores in Caitlin Crum. She comes with kind of a softball background, so when she connects with the golf ball, she hits it a long way. We have Sydney McCarthy, and we have Madison Kemper.
All right, Coach, let's talk about Monday. It's your only match of the season so far, and a third-place finish as a team. We mentioned that Kyla was third, but the team was also third. Fantastic way to start the season.
Thank you. It was a great way to start the season. We go up against some decent teams that we don't usually see during the season, and it's nice. Yes, it's nice to go north and see some of those teams. And there's some good teams up there that we run into. Norwell's always good. Bluffton's always good. South Adams, and there's several others in those pairings that usually
the Fort Wayne suburbs.
Produce some really good players.
And did the team meet your expectation? Did it exceed it? Was it below what you were expecting?
We were kind of right where I thought we might be. I thought that we might be in that second, third place area. We got third. Kyla kind of exceeded my expectations a little bit, and the fact finishing third with such a nice low score at a tough course. And so I think we got some improvement to do, but yet at the same time, I saw a lot of positives out of our meet.
And Kyla, you obviously, was that your best round ever?
Actually, I had a 83 at Stony Creek, and I had a 81 at Grandview.
Wow.
This summer in tournaments.
Oh, in tournaments?
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. So not even just practice rounds, in tournaments. Wow, that is a great summer. So the next one is hitting 80 and then into the 70s. I know how much you're looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah. Me and Rachel, we've been talking about, I'm just really trying to get, I really want to see those 70s.
So tomorrow?
We're only playing 9 holes tomorrow, but hopefully
Hopefully not 70s tomorrow, right? Hopefully 30s tomorrow. That's our goal. 30s tomorrow.
So the next one, what's the next big one, Coach? The next 18 hole.
We have our Shenandoah tournament, I believe, coming up next.
And that is played at?
At Tri-County.
You know that course very well?
Yeah, I played in it last year and I kind of struggled, but I feel like my game has developed. I think I'm at a point in my game where I can go onto any course and I'm pretty confident that I can shoot low.
And Kenzie, tell me about your first round of the season.
I definitely had a few holes, kind of blow-up holes, but I mean, I kind of expected that. I mean, I kind of go
What was the issue?
Probably mental, definitely. I kind of go through phases where I kind of get burnt out a little bit, where I see I'm, like, not improving. But, I think I'm definitely trying to get better at that, and I think I have gotten better at that, and I'm just excited to see how far I can progress.
I'd say a bright spot of her round on Monday was she drove the ball well. She drove it straight and long at times, and that was a real positive. And we're working on
So the
irons.
issue is the shorter game with the mental game.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Some
else.
of the approach shots, we got into trouble a few times on some approach shots. Just didn't leave them in the good miss spots, is what I would say.
Yeah.
Coach, tell me about this team, and in particular, where it fits in the county, the CIC, and sectional. I actually was talking with someone, and your team name came up when we were talking about that third spot. And so your thoughts on what you can accomplish.
Well, let's just start with sectional, because that would be great if we wound up in that third spot. Would love that. That would be first for our program, and that would be a nice feather in the cap for the season. That would be a great way to move on.
We're going to find out a lot more next Wednesday when you face another one of those teams that's
Yes.
a possible third team to advance.
Yes, and we've got some competition in the county. LaPel will be our biggest competition by far, and they have added at least one new player that I know of, and so they are going to be pretty doggone good. Do I think that we could catch them on a good day? I do.
And then, well, obviously Pendleton's always pretty good, and then Alexandria is the defending CIC champion. I assume winning the CIC again is a big thing.
It is. That's one of our goals.
I especially want to win. I'm very angry that we did not win last year.
You beat Alexandria most of the year, right?
Yeah, it was my first match, and we beat them around 3 times, is what Mr. Bates is saying. But it just made me really angry, because I feel like I played so good and my team played so good, just to see us lose by just such little numbers.
Let's talk a little bit about the rest of the teams. Oak Hill, Eastbrook, you're going to be seeing them on Friday. In the conference, of course, Elwood and Alexander are also in the county. Who else should we be looking out for, player-wise, coach, and team-wise, in the county and the conference?
Well, I'll tell you what, Chuck Grable is doing a great job with those gals over at Anderson.
Really good to see.
It is. It's fantastic to see. They came a long ways last season, and I see them a lot. They're all out playing. And so I think that they are going to have a really good showing this year. I have high hopes for them.
Yeah,
not as high hopes I hope for us,
no,
right?
Of course.
But they are a up-and-coming program, and they've got some girls to watch.
And we've always known that Coach Grable is a great coach, and it's good to see that it's paying off.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, ladies and Coach. I really appreciate it. Kyla, what's the ultimate goal this year for you as an individual?
As an individual, I want to get out of sectionals and I want to win CIC.
All right, and as a team, guys?
I just hope that we can meet the expectations of like ourselves and just as a team as a whole.
Okay, but I know you have like some like team goals, right?
Right, like
Right,
we definitely want to win CIC, definitely.
I think as one of the team goals is that if it is possible and we play our A game as sectionals, I think as a team we can get out third. But there's definitely tough competition, so we need to keep improving and keep playing.
Thank you so much to Coach Bates and Kyla and Kinsey for joining the Central Indiana Sports Report, and of course to Michelle. She is the best. Thank you so much for listening. Please do us a favor and share this podcast with a golf fan in your life and help spread the word that the Central Indiana Sports Report is here talking about Central Indiana sports every single day. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITB Media, and I love Susie.